huge pleasure to hand over to Tim Emrys-Roberts. Tim.
Thank you very much, Ben. And yes, it's a delight to be back here. Jeff is a former RAF fighter pilot, and then flying Phantoms, and then later became a captain with British Airways on the Airbus. And on the right of David's sister, who leads that second Vic, we have Dickie Ababoto, a former RAF Tornado pilot, now living in Luxembourg, and he's flown over from Luxembourg just for the weekend to entertain you. And on the left is Jonathan Elwis, a private pilot who's done some amazing accomplishments, including in 1989 flying from England to Moscow. And this is at a time when of the Light Brigade over the exact turf in the Crimea, low level, not actually on the ground, because today there are buildings and there are vineyards in the way, so you couldn't even do it on the a former RAF officer. His aircraft still has the mounting points for wing walking apparatus. Indeed, it was a wing walking aircraft in its day, because although this was a military trainer, RAF training colours, so it's yellow all over with the randles on the wings and on the fuselage. Come the war, the upper surfaces of these aircraft were painted in camouflage, very much similar to that of right to left in delta formation. Again, worth a photograph. And you should be aware that this is the only 9 aircraft team out there who fly sort of noisy red jets. I forget their name, but they're only putting up 7 aircraft this season. So this is the only 9 aircraft one, and here they are for you. Aircraft as their trainer is that this is an easy aircraft to fly, but a difficult aircraft to fly well. And these gentlemen, in these rather blustery conditions, certainly is up there, there's bouncing around a bit, you can see them doing it, they're flying these tremendously well. And the clever thing there is that if the man near the inside goes and bounces a bit, his wingman tends to bounce a bit more, and the one on the outside will then waver greatly. So the key is to go and look. This is the display team of the de Havilland Moth Club, which is the club that helps with the maintenance and the flying of these gorgeous vintage machines. Bear in mind, these are all between 80 and 90 years old. And the team was established in 2005 and performs roughly 12 shows a year, and indeed is performed in France and in Switzerland, and is proud to be sponsored by Poulies, the flight equipment specialists. Much coveted and previously won by the Red Arrows. And here they come from left to right in a big Vic formation. So the same as you saw with the earlier Vics, but this time involving the whole team. And this is particularly where it's difficult to try and make sure you don't overreact to any input by a man on the inside of the formation. Beautifully done. Worth a photo. And the eagle eyes amongst you might notice they're being flown from the rear cockpit. They have 2 cockpits, a front one and a rear one. The front one is the one written by Jeff Nelson. Then we have Moth-lovers, 9 to 2, written by Nigel Lemon, by Dickie Havilland. Then it's Wind in the Wires, 15 to 1, written by Mike Vasey. A flying finish indeed, and the team will now be making their landings. But that's not it, it's not over. They're going to do something that's unusual, which is a synchronized shutdown. As they do come forward. They'll be delighted to chat to you and hear your impressions. So first coming to land is the fireman, former RAF-VR, authentic livery, training colours for RAF planes. Adam's wife Sarah is here in the audience.